Well, gas can get cold, no? I don't know. Really, I don't know. I thought, yeah. There must be a good reason. We got lots of views yesterday. 75 views and 100 and something views and 75 likes. Ooh, from big actually going. Take him on with the masses.
Oh my goodness.
Camera lights.
I don't like with the camera
And don't worry, just focus on the
Yeah.
thing and you forget.
She does it every day. She does it every day. Okay, I think I'm just going to now and click the button.
Om Jnana Timarandasya Kina Kina Salakaya Sakshu Militanyena Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha Vanshakapatarupishcha Kripasindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Namaha. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, Chapter 10, The Great Revelation of Mahaprabhu. Jai Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Haridas, along with Murari and Sridhar, began to weep joyful tears, while Vishvambar smiled pleasantly on them, chewing betel. Seated upon the throne, the Lord was engulfed in dazzling effulgence. An equally brilliantly shining Nityananda stood nearby, holding the umbrella over Lord Chaitanya. Smiling, Lord Chaitanya looked towards Advaita Acharya and began to reveal his inner thoughts. Listen, Acharya, do you not remember the night I once fed you? At the time I had not yet advented, and you were endeavoring excessively to bring me down from the spiritual abode. You would hold discourses on the Bhagavad Gita and explain everything in terms of devotional service. There was hardly a soul who could grasp these topics. Once, when you could not understand the meaning of a certain text which pertained to devotional service, you did not look for discrepancies and faults in the text, but gave up comfort and enjoyment, wishing to acquire accurate esoteric knowledge. You were very depressed and lay back, refusing to eat. I appeared before you. When you fast, it is the same for me too. Whatever you offer me, I accept. I cannot stand to see your slightest pain. So that night I appeared in your dreams and spoke to you. Awake, awake, Acharya, and hear the real purport of the Gita text. This is truly its unequivocal meaning. Please get up and eat. Give up your fast. As to you, I will reveal the esoteric meaning. Jai. Now eat to your satisfaction, and in some time everything will be clarified in dreams. In this way, the doubts that had arisen in Advaita Acharya's mind while discoursing on the Gita were cleared. Distinctly, the Lord reminded the Acharya of the dreams in which he had appeared to clear the doubts. He gave the Acharya the exact number and the precise dates of the dreams and the correct text that had been explained in clearing the doubts. Truly, Advaita Acharya's devotion is glorious. How can I describe his unlimited potency and devotion? Lord Chaitanya continued, I explained to you all the difficult texts with the exception of one, and that I will explain to you now. The Gita text that reads, Sarvata Panipadam, which means that the Supreme Being's hands and feet are everywhere, is wrongly interpreted due to rigid partisan thinking in certain schools of philosophical thought. The real purport of this verse is that the Supreme Being pervades everything with his omnipotent presence. The complete Gita text reads, Sarvata Panipanam Tat Sarvoto Ksiro Mukam Sarvata Srutimam Loke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. Everywhere are his hands and legs, his eyes, heads and faces, and he has ears everywhere. In this way the Supersoul exists, pervading everything. I have just revealed to you the very confidential meaning of this text. Who else is there other than you who can rightly comprehend this subject matter? Advaita Acharya is secretly a disciple of Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya's explanations are his only shelter. When Advaita Acharya heard this explanation, which was so dear to him, he was overcome with happiness and began to weep. He addressed the Lord, saying, I am unable to say anything. It is only my great fortune and glory that you are my Lord and Master. Advaita Acharya was merged in ecstatic bliss, seeing the wonderful potency of the Lord. One who has no faith in these spiritual explanations and exchanges is certainly doomed to perish. Only those rare souls, the pure devotees of the Lord, can understand the spiritual dissertations of Advaita Acharya, who was personally taught by Lord Chaitanya. The instructions of the Vedas are invariably interpreted in various ways, and so Advaita Acharya's highly esoteric explanations were often subject to different interpretations. Who can properly grasp the deep meanings of the Acharya's expositions that deal with such greatly subtle spiritual matters? Undoubtedly, his words are as good as the Supreme Lord's own. The Acharya's words are like the autumn clouds. They rain in certain areas only to leave other places dry. His words are understood by only a few fortunate souls, not everyone. Advaita Acharya should not be blamed for this, for everything depends on a person's piety and good fortune, which bestows the ability to understand his words. Advaita Acharya's main devotional duty was to serve the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. To this all the Vaishnavas could testify. Those who disregard the instructions of the other Vaishnavas associates of Lord Chaitanya, with the excuse that they only follow Advaita Acharya, cannot gain the Lord's favor. Those who accept Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Lord of all lords are the true followers of Advaita Acharya, and thereby the Acharya recognizes their service. Devotional service to the Acharya is imperishable, yet it is rendered impotent if one does not accept Lord Chaitanya as the Lord and Master of everyone, including Advaita Acharya. Ravana was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, but he did not accept the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra, who is the Lord of even Shiva. Lord Shiva was thus displeased with Ravana, despite his devotion, and would not accept his worship or service, which was therefore useless. Hence Ravana and his entire race were destroyed. Lord Shiva does not convey to his devotees his personal feeling about their actions, whether they are good or bad. However, whoever is sufficiently intelligent will understand the desire of Lord Shiva within his heart. In the same way, the followers of Advaita Acharya, not understanding the desire of their master, claim to be his disciples but criticize Lord Chaitanya. Advaita Acharya does not tell them anything because of his particular nature. Therefore, neglecting the advice of other Vaishnavas and the inner desire of Advaita Acharya, they perish. These condemned persons do not understand that Advaita Acharya's exalted position and his mystic perfection are all due to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. If anyone volunteers to instruct them on these matters, they become enraged and go to strike their well-wisher. Little do they know that Lord Chaitanya's external potency, Maya Devi, is exceedingly powerful, and she takes efficient care of such wayward and demoniac souls. Lord Chaitanya is the most beautiful Supreme Personality, and Advaita Acharya is his eternal servitor. He is like the different jewelry and ornaments that decorate the Lord. The position of persons who do not accept this has been clearly defined in the previous verses. If, in spite of these verses, people refuse to recognize the position and inner life of Advaita Acharya, they are doomed. A person's elevation and progress in devotional life depends on how well he is serving Lord Chaitanya. There is nothing superior to Lord's devotional service. In proportion to the mercy he receives from Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the devotee advances in devotional service. In this way, devotional mellows constantly increase. Lord Nityananda inspires everyone to chant continually. Encouraging all, he implores, "My dear brothers, call out, O my Gauranga Chandra." Advaita Acharya is often moved to tears by devotional emotions, being engrossed in remembering Lord Chaitanya and his pastimes. If after hearing these transcendental narrations, a person is unable to develop devotional fervor and love for Lord Chaitanya, then contact with such a person should be avoided, for it will wither away one's faith and piety. One who understands that Advaita Acharya is a foremost Vaishnava devotee of Lord Chaitanya and serves him in that capacity is himself an exalted Vaishnava devotee. He is thus assured of the shelter of Lord Krishna eternally. Such a Vaishnava is also very dear to Advaita Acharya. Others who do not understand this relationship are despicable rejects of human society. Advaita Acharya is always extremely pleased to hear his Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified as the Supreme Lord of all. Advaita Acharya himself glorifies Lord Chaitanya in this manner. There should be no doubt about this. Lord Chaitanya revealed the real purport of the Gita text to the Acharya and then hid the portals of devotional life to the non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya suddenly spoke out, lifting his arms. "Everyone look at me and ask me any boon you desire." All the assembled devotees bubbled over with happiness, hearing the Lord's words, and they each asked a boon from the Lord. Advaita Acharya spoke, first saying, "My Lord, I only pray that you shower your grace on this ignorant and fallen soul." Someone else said, "My father opposes my devotional involvement, so grant me this, O Lord. May his heart be transformed and may he become a devotee." One of them prayed, "Lord, please increase my faith in my Guru." In this way they asked for blessings, for their dear ones, disciples, sons, wives, servants, and so on. Lord Vishwambar is the benefactor of all his devotees and fulfills all their desires. Smiling sweetly, he granted everyone's boon. All the while, Mukunda was behind the curtains outside the room, unable to muster sufficient courage to appear before the Lord. Mukunda knew all the devotees intimately and was loved by all. However, no one could understand why the Lord was apparently neglecting him, because whenever he sang, the Lord was always eager to hear. The Lord did not call him inside, nor did he come. The devotees felt concerned for Mukunda. Srivas Pandit said to the Lord, "O Lord, what offense has Mukunda committed at your lotus feet? Mukunda is favored by you, and he is dear to all of us. Who can stop his heart from melting upon hearing Mukunda singing? He is devotionally inclined and always careful in all respects, yet without seeing any apparent fault in him. You have rejected him, my Lord. If he has committed any mistake, then punish him. But why do you disown and push him away? Is he not your very own servant? O Lord, invite him to see you, for he will never come in unless you call him." The Lord said, "Never speak like this to me. Do not plead to me on that wretched person's behalf. The descriptions you have heard about pretenders who make a show of humility, but the next moment are aggressive, are in fact a correct assessment of Mukunda. None of you really know him in truth. Mukunda sometimes is a perfect figure of humility, approaching me holding a straw in his teeth. However, the next moment he comes to strike me with a rod of iron. I cannot bear to see that pretentious wretch." Speaking eloquently in Mukunda's favor, Srivas said, "Who can understand the inconceivable workings of your energies? We never noticed anything offensive in Mukunda's character, and surely the shelter of your lotus feet is witness to his innocence." Lord Chaitanya commented, "That spineless wretch will vociferously agree to all philosophical views to suit whatever company he is in. When he reads the Yoga Vasishta with Advaita Acharya, he favors the impersonal Mayavadi philosophy. In the company of Vaishnavas, he pretends to be a Vaishnava, singing and dancing with perfect humility. Again, when he goes and joins with members of another Sampradaya, he rejects devotional service and flays the process of bhakti with aggressive criticism. One who claims that there is some process higher than devotional service factually strikes me with an iron rod. He commits a serious offense to the path of devotional service, and so I cannot see his face." Standing outside, Mukunda heard everything and realized that he would not be allowed to see Lord Chaitanya. Previously, on his guru's request, Mukunda did not accept the process of devotional service, and Lord Chaitanya, through his inconceivable mystic potency, knew of this. So Mukunda, a pure devotee of the Lord, contemplated, "There is no reason to remain alive any longer. I shall finish off this sinful body of mine. I do not know for how long I can go on." Mukunda spoke up aloud, "Please hear me. Srivas Thakur, tell me, will I ever see my Lord Chaitanya again?" He immediately broke down and wept bitterly. Mukunda's condition touched the compassionate hearts of the Vaishnava. The Lord responded, "Let him go through another 10 million births, and then he can see me." When Mukunda heard this promise from the Lord's own mouth, he was overtaken by tremendous joy and stood there drenched in tears, repeating, "I will get it, I will get it." Mukunda, Lord Chaitanya's servitor, danced like a madman in ecstatic love of Krishna. The Lord's assurance that he would see him again made him dance in ecstasy. When Lord Chaitanya saw Mukunda's dancing, he laughed and ordered, "Bring him here immediately." The Vaishnava devotees eagerly informed Mukunda to come quickly to the Lord's presence. But Mukunda did not hear anything. He was completely submerged in ecstasy. Lord Chaitanya said, "O Mukunda, your offenses are condoned. Come see me and receive my blessings." The devotees went and quickly brought Mukunda in front of the Lord. Mukunda fell to the ground, seeing the opulent appearance of the Lord. The Lord spoke, get up, my dear Mukunda. All your offenses have been exonerated. You lost your wealth of devotion by wrong association, but now again, by your love and devotion, you have conquered and indebted me. When I said to you that after 10 million births you would have your desire to see me fulfilled, you had full faith in the infallibility of my words. Thus immediately you pushed away all previous doubts and offenses. You have bound me eternally in your heart with the bonds of love and devotion. You are my singer, and you shall remain with me all this time. I have been cutting jokes with you because of our intimacy. If perchance you really commit millions of offenses, then I do not consider them offenses, because you are eternally my dearly beloved associate. Your body is 100% imbued with love and devotion to me. I perpetually recite upon your tongue a spiritual sound. As Mukunda heard Lord Chaitanya's reassuring words, he was moved to tears. He felt apathy towards himself. Condemning himself, he said, "I am so degraded. I know nothing about devotional service. How can a faithless fool like me experience the bliss of devotion just by seeing you?" Duryodhana could easily see your universal form, whereas scholars study throughout all the scriptures to have just a glimpse of that same form. Yet eventually Duryodhana and his entire family were stamped out, undergoing extreme pain, because he lacked the slightest devotion to you. Therefore, without possessing the proper devotional attitude, how can I experience bliss, even if I see you, my Lord? On the request of Rukmini Devi, you went to rescue her from the overprotection of many powerful kings, who saw you approach mounted on your bird carrier, Garuda. They saw your noble kingly bearing and effulgent form. Your devotees like Lord Brahma meditate with great desire to see this effulgent form, just as you appeared in that Vidarbha kingdom. As you were kidnapping Rukmini Devi, the king saw you and put up a fight. However, they were all slain, simply because they had no devotion for you. So we end here, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Kanda chapter 10, and we read further tomorrow, the great revelation of Mahaprabhu. Jai Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai, Jai Sriman Sarva Bhavana Das ki Jai, Jai Sri Gurudev. And then we read a little bit from Sri Guru and His Grace, by His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Rakak Siddhadev. Descent of the revealed truth. Krishna consciousness, the spiritual conception of the highest level, descends by flowing down from one level to the next, just as from the peak of a mountain the Ganges flows in a zigzag way from one peak to another. Sometimes the water of the Ganges mixes with the current of the river Saraswati. That water is not to be considered Ganges water. When the water of the Saraswati joins the current of the Ganges, it is considered to be Ganges water. When the two rivers meet, the water that flows away from the Ganges is not the Ganges, but when the Saraswati's water enter into the current of the Ganges, it becomes the Ganges. There is a saying that whatever water is deep within the current of the Ganges, reverbed is the real Ganges water. That water will purify us, whatever its point of origin may have been. The purifying potency of the water has nothing to do with the water we can feel and see. What can we see with our physical eyes? The current of the Ganges is pure. When the spirit and sanction is there, it is a living thing and can purify everyone. That mantras. Dhanavad Gauratam Guru.
Dhanavad, Sachi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Happy to see you.
Happy to see you. So the very gist of the Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession, is Siksha, the spiritual teaching, and wherever it is to be traced, there is Guru. One who has the transcendental eye, the divine eye, will recognize the Guru whenever he appears. One who possesses knowledge of absolute divine love and purity, he is Guru. Otherwise, the Guru Parampara is only a body parampara, a succession of bodies. Then the caste Brahmanas, the caste Goswamis, will continue with their trade, because body after body they are getting the mantra, but their mantra is dead. We are after a living mantra, and wherever we can trace the living tendency for a higher type of devotional service, we shall find that there is our Guru. One who has that sort of vision awakened will be able to recognize the Guru wherever he may appear. Initiation into the mantra means to impart real knowledge and devotional sentiment from one to another, and that must be genuine. Nothing can be known about the homeopathic globule by an outer physical inspection, but the potency is within. So also within the mantra, the important thing is the type of thought or sentiment which is imparted through that sound. The impersonalists have got the same mantra and are also chanting the holy name of Krishna, but that sort of name will vanish in the Brahmajyoti. They won't be able to cross the Vriraja, the river between the material and spiritual worlds. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when a Mayavadi chants the name of Krishna, his chanting of the name of Krishna is just like thunder to the holy body of Krishna. It does not produce any soothing effect. The Gaudiya Math deals with reality, not with the frame. We are trying to understand what is what in the spiritual thought world. We are not enchanted or captured by the mere form. We are interested in a step-to-step development in spiritual thought. Okay, I stop here for today. Jai Sri Guru and His Grace be Jai. His Divine Grace Swami Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Vishnu Priya, you want to sing Hari Hari?
Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Devaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Namah Krishnaya Devaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govindana Madhusudana.
Gopal Govindana Shri Madhusudana.
Giri Hari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Nitya Chandra Nitya Chandra Priya Vaita Chandra.
Bhakti Rakak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Bhagavan Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki
Jai.
Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki
Jai.
Ramacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki
Jai.
Savishara Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki
Jai.
Savishara Sri Mona Prabhu ki
Jai.
Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Kiri Govardhan ki
Jai.
Tulasi Maharani ki
Jai.
Ganga Yamuni Chu ki
Jai.
Grantarachima Bhagavatam Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad ki
Jai.
Jai Sri Navritam ki
Jai.
Sri Mai Buddham ki
Jai.
Sri Vrindavanam ki
Jai.
Sri Purushottamadam ki
Jai.
Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju ki
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Saraswati ki
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Saraswati East London Chapter ki
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Saraswati West London Chapter ki
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees ki
Jai.
All glories to the Lord devotees ki
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan ki
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande